what is up guys? Professor AKALI here bringing you a new video of some of the recent updates on this whole AKALI situation, because obviously AKALI is still getting banned more games than she's not. She is now at the lowest win rate of any champion in League of Legends, yet she has the highest ban rate. So with that in mind, definitely not fun for AKALI players, definitely no one wants to play against her. So it's all around a terrible situation. So Riot has subtly hinted, and I guess pretty much said in a few different sources, that they are changing AKALI, whether it be a mini rework, a bunch of changes to her shroud, like removing the true stealth and buffing her elsewhere. They're going to be changing her drastically. It's like significant changes are coming very soon, and I have a bunch of sources for you guys. So you know what, let's just start off with the first one. We're going to be going through all of them. So for the first one, we have Riot Medler's quick gameplay thoughts on December 5th. And this is going to be the first thing. You know what, I'm just going to actually do this. So right now we got, "Hi Medler, do you have any updates on the Irelia and AKALI follow-up work? I heard you guys were reevaluating her true stealth." To which Riot responded, "We're looking at it. Opinion is split internally on whether supporting stealth under towers is the way to go or not. We're doing some experimentation with a set of changes internally right now. Update to follow once those have helped resolve which direction we'll go." So, it seems like Riot is, as of 3 days ago, they were split as to what to do. Half of them want to get rid of the true stealth, half of them don't want to, but it's going to happen in the end. It's going to definitely happen. There's just no chance at this point. So that leads us to our next thing, because SpiderAxe, by the way, very credible person. He's always going to get an answer. He works at Surrender at 20, just a very big part of the League community. So let's move on to the next thing. So this is going to be actually straight from LL Stylish's, I guess, interview with the writer about not even AKALI but Zed. And what it is they just started talking about AKALI, and we actually get some pretty useful information from it. So you know what? Let's just watch this together.
Like, there's not that much counterplay to that character.
Exactly.
Although, don't worry. Hey, listen, we're gonna. Don't worry, chat. A little bit of spoilers. We got stuff coming for AKALI. Don't worry. And I love, by the way, I love AKALI, man. If you're an AKALI player, like, you definitely want us to do stuff to AKALI, because A, if we don't, she's either just gonna be banned all the time, or B, she's just gonna sit at a really low win rate. I'm not saying we're reworking AKALI. We're tuning some things. Anyways, for Zed, we just reworked it.
I felt jealous, man. Why does AKALI not have? Why does Zed not have the treatment that AKALI has? I feel like that champion, even pre-rework, has been on top of the game for a while, just like Irelia.
Well, because Zed doesn't. Like, if we look across the entire player base, Zed doesn't have nearly the problems AKALI has. AKALI is suffering. Like, AKALI is suffering. She's suffering from a horrible ban rate. She's suffering from really low power at certain elos, and she's suffering from like a lot of power higher up. So she's like, which causes issues all over the place. So
you're telling me that she's really effective in higher elo, but she's bad in lower.
Wait, when someone says low, yeah, your chat's like freaking out about low power. Like, AKALI's win rate at low elo is horrible, right?
Yeah, but that's because they can't play the game.
Yeah, and like, oh, low elo doesn't matter. It's like, well, it still matters for.
No, it does.
Like,
I agree, but they just can't play the game though.
Yeah.
Like, if AKALI is a fine champion, if you master her, what would you make her better for, like, low elo? Just, if you can't play it, you can't play it, right?
I mean, listen, like, so here's a great example of, like, and so your chat's like freaking out about me. It's like, if I was to change something out of AKALI, and I'm not saying we're doing this, I would look at areas of, again, I'm trying to maximize how satisfying the fun moments of her play, while reducing the shit that, like, that either eliminates some window of counterplay, or that, like, is really frustrating for people. So again, I'm not a designer, I'm not the one who makes this call. I would get rid of her invulnerability under tower.
For sure.
It's really unintuitive. That's like that's a safe zone for people, right? Like, that's like we've been programmed in our little League of Legends reptilian minds from years of play that tower is safe. And all of a sudden, she's just chilling there, fucking bullshitting you.
It's not even because I'll tell you that right now. This has nothing to do with the tower not being able to see her. It has something to do with how much she can do in that period of time, because how her trade works. Her Q has no cooldown. She can proc it 3 times, which means 3 passive proc, which means you're about to be dead or dead. That's the problem. That's why people are frustrated. It's not because the tower doesn't have counterplay. It's because when she does that, you literally get fucked. You have to give up the minions.
Yeah.
Unless you're strong, you have to literally run away from your tower and give up all the minions, and she just wins.
So again, I would do something like that. I would also say, hey, listen, when you're in your shroud, something that I think is really frustrating for people is Akali pops out and does damage to you, and then runs away back into her shroud, and like, fuck, I didn't even get an opportunity to like cast ability or like deal with that. And so I'd be like, hey, like that moment where after she pops out of shroud, that lasts longer, so you actually have some time to then react to her. And then her shroud, and here's the thing, if I nerfed her in these ways, then I could buff her and give her power in other ways that would feel good to the Akali player. Maybe her shroud, for instance, lasts shorter by default, but can last longer if she's doing these trades where she's exposing herself, right? And exposing herself longer. So that's what I do with Akali.
I get it. But yeah, chat flames you because that's what I'm saying. Like, Akali has been on the spotlight for so long. Before even getting nerfed, before even getting reworked, TF Blade managed to show us how strong that shit was. So like, she's been on the top for so long, in high elo at least. You're saying that it's not the same in low elo, but in high elo, she's been so strong for so long that that's probably why chat is flaming you.
Yeah.
Because like, we haven't had that chance as Zed mains for so long, and she has been there for so long, but she's still, people are still, right, is still working on her.
Yeah, and chat, for the record, obviously there's like different opinions about what people think is cool in pro player, like what they want to see. Like, you know, Faker mentioned it, like literally one of the coolest moments.
And yeah, guys, that is pretty much where I want to just leave it at. There's just, they go on for a little bit longer, but it continues on about Zed. So, you know, Riot does say that, spoiler alert, they are going to be changing Akali. It's just inevitable. Riot can't continue having this champion exist because I'm guessing that a lot of people like are genuinely quitting League when they go against Akali. Like, so it's the type of champion that just gets you so angry when you play against it. You get dove under the turret by a moderately experienced Akali, and then it's just like, okay, I don't want to play this game anymore until this is over with. Just like some of the other ridiculous things in League of Legends. Just one of those things that is just too frustrating to play against. And yeah, that is pretty much it for that. They go on. Everything they both said is completely true. It's just that, like, he already knows Akali has been worked on for the past like 2 years. And it's funny because like one last thing about this whole getting reworked and working on them for the past 2 years. It's kind of like, okay, Akali's getting reworked. Wow, that's crazy. No, it's more like, oh, okay, Akali's getting reworked now. You know what I mean? Like, because you just expect Akali to get reworked at this point. This is like the 6th rework or 5th rework she's had in the past 6 years or so. So it's like she gets a rework every single year. So let's just wait for the next one. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to be it. They just talk a little bit longer about Akali and different options. They don't say exactly what they're going to be doing, but it is very clear that they are looking into a million different things to do to make Akali, I guess, quote-unquote, balanced for lower and higher elo, because as they mentioned, she is way too weak in low elo, and she's way too strong in high elo. Because once you get good at her, you're a monster, but if you don't know how to play her, then you're actually worthless in the game. I don't mean it like you suck at... Anyways, so yeah, guys, we don't know what they're going to be doing yet. I actually did reach out to Riot to try and talk to them for this video, but they didn't, I guess, have time. So that's not going to happen yet, but expect huge changes to Akali very soon. And before we go, I just want to show you guys a few things, because you guys all know who TF Blade is. He's very good at Akali as well. So he actually wants Akali to be reverted as well. So let's check out this clip.
Man, I want to play Akali, but I feel like she's... Dude, legit, Riot should revert Akali back. Everyone's been saying it. 100%. All the Akali mains are saying Akali should get reverted back, and I'm saying it too.
That chocolate ad. Anyways, he actually goes more into depth about this as well. So we're going to check this out.
And then Jax is better than both. Irelia is like in the middle. Akali is garbage. Akali can do really good in a high elo game. I don't think in a low elo game you can do much on that champ. I mean, you could still do a lot, but like it won't be enough to kill everyone. You probably would prefer Akali in a higher elo, because it makes no difference. You can still solo kill a lot of people in any elo. I really want Akali to get reverted back to the old one. I don't like the new one. I already spoke with Riot Games to take a survey or survey. See what people prefer. The new one or the old one? I personally prefer the old one. Anyone can play the new one. It's just unskilled.
I will say, this is the one part I don't agree with him on, because I think this version of AKALI takes a lot more micro skill, within the sense of like having all these little tiny mechanics for the champion. But at the same time, when you played the last version of AKALI, if you didn't have perfect like team fight awareness and like I guess team fight micro, you jump in, you instantly die. So in that sense, he's right. But overall, I'd say AKALI definitely is a harder champion now. But I can understand why he doesn't think the same thing. Just, everyone's got different opinions, but this is one thing that I didn't agree with him on.
But then if you play against tanks on the new one, you basically don't have a chance. You could still do something, but not a lot. I miss the old one, dude, that's what I'm saying too. The old one was way nicer.
Yeah, guys, that is pretty much going to be it for that. There's not much more to talk about. So I guess on that note, I'm going to quickly tell you guys one more thing that's coming up in the season, well, I guess the next patch rather. They are looking to buff 80 carries, and really quickly, I'm not going to go too deep into this because this is going to be about AKALI, but I figured some of you guys might care. They're buffing like a spell from like every 80 carry, pretty much. Slowly but surely, that 80 carries are going to be getting buffed. So that's just the last thing I want to mention as a side note. And yeah, guys, so I will keep you updated when there's substantial information on AKALI's, I guess, rework or major changes. Until then, just give me, I think we have to wait maybe a few weeks until Season 9 starts. But the thing is, because people, AKALI's in such a terrible spot, right, might be rushed into doing something. It seems like this is like their biggest priority right now, just because of the amount they're talking about her. Like everyone right knows something is wrong. So yeah, guys, we're gonna leave it at that because there's really nothing else to talk about. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'm out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in a new one. Wait. Peace.